Hello. Welcome back to our perspective. As you can see, I have a guest here.
Hey.
I have Mariah here with me.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
And I know you're thinking, I thought, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we are like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Same. Okay, one and the same.
Okay. So as you can see by the title of this video, we're gonna be talking a little bit about generational trauma, what it has been like navigating in our 20s, and what does that mean for us continuing our healing journey. So if you would like, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, okay, so I'm Mariah. I'm 26. I was about to say 25. Oh my god. But yeah, I just turned 26. I work with children, like special needs, you would say. And really, I've been working hard on my own for a long time now. We really have been at my mom's house for about, I would say about 6 years, maybe 7. Straight out of high school, really just been on my own. So everything I learned, everything I've done has been really like self-taught, self-made. So really made me really strong and independent, maybe a little too resilient for most people's liking. But yeah, it's really just taught me a lot about myself. I feel like I used to look at it as something was wrong with me, but really I just now learn to appreciate it and appreciate my personality and the fact that I have a voice and I am able to use it the way I used to not be able to. So it's like, it used to be a curse to me, but now it's like a blessing.
We love that.
Literally.
We love that.
Literally.
I know you said you've been out of your mother's house for 6 years now. What has that been like for you?
I feel like it's been like a learning journey. Like at first it had me very angry at the world, very upset, feeling like, you know, people owed me things. Like I felt like I was just robbed of like my childhood and my innocence. Like I feel like I was just robbed of that sense of like support and just like knowing that the people that raised me had my back. Like I just feel like I didn't have that. And it just caused me to have a lot of anger towards everyone around me at the time. And then as time went on and I started to really like learn and build on my own and just find like my way and like my really like my destiny, kind of like just what I was meant to do. Once I fell in line with what I was supposed to do, it kind of just felt like, okay, this all had a purpose. Like this all makes sense. Like it's not fun to be the chosen one, but it is still a blessing.
Yeah.
I feel like nothing is easy in life, and I feel like I just learned to accept my journey. It's hard, but it's mine.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. I could definitely relate to you because I have been out of my mother's house for about 5 years now. And honey. Honey.
Lord.
Okay.
How's it been?
Okay.
Eventful.
Oh, listen. It's almost like you are pushed into a state of survival. And everything that comes with that is like, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Oh.
It's scary.
Oh.
Literally.
We can go into a little story time. So, I was 21. A month shy from graduating college. Let me repeat that. A month shy graduating from college.
Girl.
Okay. And me and her already had a conversation that I was going to leave because we already established the fact that we do not get along. And that's just, it's just not. We're not. So I was already in and out of her household because I was living on campus. So I really didn't live with you. And there was like a sense and a need for control, which I was not messing with. I work. I have a car. I do everything for myself. And now you want to put me in a position where you want me to feel like I need you.
Yep.
And we're not doing that.
Yep.
So you took it upon yourself to say, don't come back. Okay, cool. I didn't come back. And that created a different type of like, oh, so you really didn't come back. No.
So now it's like you're blaming me for not coming back.
Yes. And that's that's a generational. It's I had to learn that a lot of things are bigger than me. I'm like a raisin compared to the bigger like things that are happening within my family. And because me and my mother were clashing so much, you wanted to put me in the position and need you, and you realized you raised me to be somebody who is resilient, somebody who is strong, because that's someone that you had to be without a choice. And I took on those characteristics. Now you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yep. Literally.
I got an apartment 3 days later. No.
Clock that.
No. So it has been eye-opening. The journey is not done. But it has been very eye-opening, and now like being in therapy has taught me that I don't have to be in survival. I've created my own environment. And I know that you're now in your own environment. So how has that been for you with like learning to drop your shoulders sometimes? Or have you learned to drop your shoulders?
I feel like I have learned to drop my shoulders. I feel like it has been peaceful. I feel like I really, really appreciate my independence so much because it brings me so much peace. Because I don't have to be anywhere.
Yes.
I don't have to be a part of anything I don't want to be a part of. I don't have to be a part of any conversation I don't want to be a part of. I don't have to sleep anywhere I don't want to sleep at. And I don't have to depend on someone that doesn't make me feel good as a person.
Yes.
And that in itself is just like a sigh of relief. Like nobody talks about like the sense of like hopelessness you feel when you live with your tormentor.
Oh God.
Like when you live with someone that constantly torments you. That is, and not having the means to go anywhere. That is a sense of just mental abuse itself. Like it's like you're in prison because you don't have anywhere else to go. So it's like every time I do feel down on myself, I'm like, damn, this is hard. This is like too much for me. I just be like, but you're doing it.
Yep.
And it's like you're happier. Think about how you would feel if you were where you were before. So it's like I just take everything as a blessing. Like I'm so thankful for everything. Like God has given me the strength to do. Literally, that's just all I can feel.
I love that. Yes, it's definitely a sense of peace. Just learning not to always have to be anxious or always have to look over your shoulder. You are literally in your own space. You can ebb and flow how you want to. And that's something that is a privilege. Definitely a privilege.
Literally.
What advice would you give to someone who may be in your position right now currently when you were younger?
Like someone who's going through what I was going through?
Like mental and emotional.
I would say just know that there's something written for you that you have no idea. Like when I was 19, 20 years old, like that was when I was freshly going through all this, and I was just like feeling all the emotions super heavily. And I wish somebody like really sat me down and told me that like God had a plan for me that I had no idea. Like, because I thought I was really just living day by day. Like I was so depressed that I ain't gonna lie, I didn't care about nothing. Like honestly, I didn't. So because I just was depressed, I felt like my own family doesn't want me, they don't care, so I really don't feel like I have a purpose, type stuff. And so I just feel like you should really just tell yourself that this is not forever. Like this is literally a moment in time where you are learning that life is not, it's just not always what you want it to be. You can't choose where you come from, but you can choose where you're going. Like you can choose like to change the cycle. Like that's what I would say. I would say don't focus too much on your past, focus on your future. Because I was so stuck in my past that I couldn't see like what God had in store for me. Like it took a lot for me to see that. So it's like you gotta really just look forward.
If you continue to distract yourself with why is this happening to me, why is someone treating me this way, why am I in this situation, it distracts you from actually overcoming it.
Mm.
And having your focus on your future and your goals really helps you channel out the noise. Even you being in an environment that is not healthy for you, you can literally have nothing. You can literally have nothing but a roof over your head. But if you can visualize yourself in the space you want to be in, there's nothing else that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You need faith as the size of a what?
An elephant.
Something like that.
Literally. I don't know. I don't even know
what a mustard seed.
Oh,
a mustard
yep,
seed.
Yep.
Yes, you need to have faith
Yep.
as the size of a
Yep.
mustard seed. You can literally have nothing.
No, literally.
So do not let. And at the end of the day, these are worldly things. People are battling a lot of things, and whether it be family, relationships, those things that they're battling is not personal to us. Even though we're affected by it, it has something to do beyond us, and that's something to think about too.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest lesson so far in your 20s that you're learning?
Biggest lesson, I feel like overall, was like just that it's okay to not want to be around people. Like, because sometimes I don't want to be, like, I know it's like be shocking for people because I am such a like very like bubbly, like fun, goofy person, but I do like to isolate. Like after giving away a lot of my energy, I do get drained. And I do, because being the bubbly person, being the uplifting person in the room, like the person that just looks out for everybody, sometimes can be very, very sad. Like it can be draining because nobody looks to like help you because they don't think you need to be helped. Like people see how strong and resilient you are and your energy comes off. So it's like sometimes you can't even blame them for not thinking you need any help because you just are so strong. Like you just, and I had to like learn that it's okay that I'm okay being okay. Like literally, like it's okay that I'm just strong that way. Like I used to think that was a bad thing. Like, oh, you just, it's not that I don't need anybody. It's that I'm just comfortable with me now. Like I used to feel like I had to be alone, but now it's like I'm comfortable being alone, and that's okay. And people should respect that.
You're recharging
I shouldn't
yourself.
have to change. Yeah, I shouldn't have to change what helps me. Like if being by myself helps me get in a better space, I shouldn't have to change that to suit other people's needs.
Normalize doing that, being able to recharge yourself. That's something we definitely have to do, especially being in spaces where we're constantly around people, constantly talking to people on a day-to-day basis. We have to be able to preserve ourselves too. That's where we experience the burnout.
Yeah, I experienced that a lot.
Me
like
too.
Especially working with like children and like just anything that is an emotional like job, like especially if you're an empathetic person, it's just like it takes a lot out of you. So you definitely have to take time to yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to do this, you have to do that. You have to do whatever is best for your mental state.
Yes,
literally.
absolutely.
Literally.
Can you speak about a time where you felt like you were invalidated as a kid and how you handled that?
I can think of a lot of times, but
more specific to how
like
it has helped you now.
Yeah, I feel like many times I felt like I didn't have choices. I felt like everything in my life was just spur of the moment. If this is what we're doing, there was no questions to be asked. And it's just like, this is what we have to do. Like, it doesn't matter if you're uncomfortable, if you're upset, if you're this, if you're that. Your emotions don't really matter. What I say goes. And it's like that sense of feeling like I said, helpless. Like you're losing all control of your body, your mind, and your thoughts, and your opinions, and everything's just not up to you. I feel like now that I'm older, it's resonated in a way where I overly speak up for myself. Like, I overly advocate for myself because who else is going to do it? Like, I feel like I learned that you do have to have that voice. No matter who it is you're speaking to, you need to make sure that everybody has that sense of respect for you, and you are the person that has to demand it. Nobody else is gonna stand up and be like, she needs this, she needs that. You have to say, this is what is gonna happen. This is what I'm gonna take, and this is what I'm not gonna take.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Something that has come up for me within the last few years is being questioned.
Don't question me.
I am triggered by that. Oh.
I don't question people. Don't question me.
Where are you going? What are you doing? And it could be. It doesn't have to be malicious. Like it
Right.
could be like a casual. And I'm like, why are you asking me that?
Right.
What do you need?
Right.
And I would like go over the question or go over why, and it will create a lot of conflict between like relationships and friendships. Because I'm like, what is the actual issue?
Right. Like why do you like
why do you need to know?
Like what are you thinking? Like what's
yes.
There's something more to this. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
But I had to understand that that's not.
Yeah.
It's healthy to ask those questions.
Yeah.
Like it's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have a target on your back all the
Yes.
time. And that's something I had to realize, because as a child it was not like that. There was always an agenda. Or I had to be on survival to what I was getting into. So being able to like shed those layers was something that was very hard.
Yeah.
I still have those times where I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, same.
Have you tried therapy?
I haven't like went to a therapist. I have friends that do like social work, and like those are the ones that I feel like comfortable talking to, just because like they have a very welcoming, approach, and I feel like they just understand a lot. Like a lot of the therapists that I know have been through what things that I've been through.
Yeah.
So they do have a sense of like, I see where you have been, and I like a lot of them are like proud of me. Like some of them watch like my stuff, and like so it really helped. That's like a little bit of therapy for me. Like even like me starting this podcast is a little bit of therapy for me, because like I said, I'm not a person that I was very strong, so I was never the person to like go run and tell everybody that I'm sad or that they hurt me. I'm more of a like get angry person, and like nobody fucks with me like type person. And it's like I've kind of shifted like these past 2 years, where it's like I really became more vocal and just being able to express myself healthier. Like, and I feel like people are very shocked by that and very like still trying to play it in a negative light, because they're just used to my past. So it's like it's hard for me to shift into like a new person, when it's like even when you try to do things differently, you're looked at like you're still that little girl.
Does that speak to you going out of alignment with these people?
Yeah.
How does
Very
that
much
feel when you are going through that shift?
It just feels sad. Like I'm gonna be honest, I'm sad. Like I'm sad that I don't see them in my future much longer. And it just becoming clearer and clearer, and it's just the more clearer it gets, the more it troubles me, because it's like you have to make a decision soon.
But what do you feel about like making space for those who do align with you? Because there's people who can pour into you, and there's so much people who are aligned with you in this world. And I know that thinking about people who we currently have in our life, and we care about them, and we know that we're going into different rooms, and it can feel very emotional, but there's so many rooms that already have people waiting for you.
Yeah. I feel like I have noticed that. Like I feel like that's really been this last like 6 months. Like the last 6 months for me have been very eye-opening. I feel like I have really met a lot of people that instantly made me feel seen and heard, and just like they just felt like they knew me. It just felt like I didn't have to try so hard to be something different, to be a part, and just to feel like I belong. And I feel like I do make, now I don't mind like making an effort to put those people before those other people, and I don't get as much guilt as I used to get. Like I used to get a lot of guilt for putting the people that put me first before family or certain friends that supposed to come first, but it's like I learned that you have to be there for who's there for you, and you have to hold people accountable. And I can't pity nobody's feelings. That doesn't do it for me.
What are some generational curses that you have noticed or you're trying to break through?
Poverty. What's that called when you get like pregnant out of wedlock? Like when you pregnant out of wedlock, right?
Yeah,
when you don't get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you just get pregnant and don't get married, you know, and just like, you know, not having like I want to have a family. I feel like that's the biggest generational curse that I want to get past. I feel like family is so important, and I feel like that's why a lot of people have the issues that they have now, and why the world is so broken, is because America lacks the sense of family. Like, I feel like family used to be a very big thing and a very strong thing, and I feel like what ruined families is just like the lack of accountability, the lack of empathy for each other, the lack of just hearing each other and being there for each other in a way that everyone feels heard and seen and everyone feels loved equally. Like, I feel like it has become a competition.
Absolutely.
It has become, I don't want them to do better than me. I know better than them. I can't learn more. And they just need to fall in line. And I feel like that's just a big thing for me.
Absolutely. I feel like, me personally, I grew up in the space of where my family was like moving past the closeness. Like, once I had certain family members pass away, it's like everybody started separating. And as I grew older, it's like I'm the one that's separated now, because there's just a lot of things that I don't agree with. And it's not that I don't love them any less, but I'm very big on adjusting positions. People don't have to be in your inner circle. They can be arm's length, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you love them any less. It doesn't mean the nature of the relationship has to change, that the dynamic does. And that's okay.
Yeah, I used to think that, like, if I shut somebody, like, out of something, or if I distance myself, that meant that I loved them less. But I just learned that meant I loved me more.
Yes.
Like, I love myself more than to put myself through torture. Like, if I know you're going to treat me this way, why am I going to continue to put myself in your bubble to treat me that way?
Yeah. Absolutely. I would say a generational curse that I am trying to break through is just self-awareness. Because that's something that,
You feel like they lack?
yes, minorities in general,
very much
the whole
so.
population. Let's scratch that.
The world.
Yes, scratch
The
that.
world.
Okay. I think that there are people who are well-grown adults who still don't know how to articulate their feelings, or don't know how to communicate, and don't have the language to, and that creates a lot of conflict, and that creates you do what I say.
Okay.
I don't have to give you an explanation.
Okay, yeah, so I don't care. We getting deep. I literally, like, this is when I really knew that, like, I had to distance from my mom, because this was the first time that I had the balls to, like, really try to have a real conversation with her, where I just let my guard down and really expressed to her, like, how I felt and how I want us to move forward and for us both to grow, and how I feel like we both could do so, and just you know, pouring my heart out, whatever. And the way it was, the response like, you know how even though somebody shows you who they are, you still expect that, like, movie moment where it's like, your mom's gonna be like, I'm so sorry.
Yes. I love you so much.
I would never do this to hurt you. And it's like that. And to get the exact opposite was heartbreaking all over again. But
I had goosebumps. Oh my God.
But that just really showed me that it's okay to still love somebody who doesn't know how to love you. It is okay to love them and to separate and continue to pray for them from afar.
Absolutely.
Like, you can still wish someone well from over there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had that moment too, and I got exactly the opposite of what I was expecting, and it's like I had to recognize I can't keep putting my eggs in one basket. If I'm not giving my friendships this amount of chances or this amount of grace, why am I gonna do it for my mother? Granted, that's my mother, but it's not that's my mother for me to continue to deal with the things I'm dealing with.
And it's even more hurtful coming from your mother. Like, that's what they don't understand. Like, it's like, that's the person that's supposed to be the most nurturing for you, and like for that person to be the most like to take from you, like it's hard. It's hard to even like be around it, because when you see them, that's what you want. Like, and to not feel comfortable, like to go up and like hug or like just be loving towards someone, like you just don't feel it in your nature, and that's someone you should feel comfortable like being that way with. It's hurtful. Nobody wants to like keep reliving that.
Yep. How have you been filling your cup in other ways to nurture yourself?
Really, like I said, just like putting people around me that pour into me, like, because I'm just such a naturally giving person. Like, I'm super loving and genuine, and just like I love to like go out my way for people. And I had to learn that instead of trying to force people that are very selfish and very self-centered and very all about me to do things, like to want to do things for me or to want to be a good friend or to want to be this, just go find people that are actually like that, and bring those people around you and let them, you know, give you back that same energy, and like you won't feel so used all the time. And it's like that's helped me so much, because now like you said how before, like you don't feel no guilt saying no or doing this or doing that, because it's like I feel good when I say no now, because I know I'm finna go be around some cool people, some good vibes, like, you know. So it's like before I used to get sad, like, dang, I can't hang out with this person no more. But it's like now it's like, okay, I can hang out with that person, but I can hang out with this person. And it's like I had to learn like the beauty of meeting new people. Like meeting your people that you never knew were out there. It's a beautiful experience.
We are learning to receive love without condition. Because it's been very conditional.
Literally. That part, because I have a friend, and I met her I want to say 2023. I met her 2023. And that was the first time I had got a friend that like knew how to like not judge me. Like a friend that knew how to come to me about things in a way that you never felt like she was talking down on you. Like you knew she was speaking life into you even when she was correcting you. And it was beautiful for me, because I've only had two types of friends. I've only had one friend that was either super scared of conflict, so they just never told you how they felt. They just told everyone else, and they never told you. They just always built up these emotions towards you and just made it weird. And then I've also had friends where it was like they were super judgmental and just super like point the finger at other people, but don't look in the mirror. And it's like I never had a friend that just knew how to be a friend, like that just knew, okay, this is how I address her, like this is how I come to Mariah, like this is what she needs, like, and to know that without even knowing me was like crazy. Like it's like you really do have to go out and find your people. Like stop forcing yourself into rooms you don't belong in. Like find your place.
That is so important. That is so important. And that's coming from somebody who values friendships. If someone doesn't value friendship, they're gonna treat you
literally
just like anybody,
just like
anybody else. And that's something that's very important to me too. Address your friends in private. Address your partner in private. Address your family in private. And if that's something that still creates conflict, adjust the position.
Literally, just like that. Switch a room.
Period.
Don't ask no questions. Don't ask for no permission. Do what you gotta do.
Yes, absolutely. Is there any takeaways you would give to someone who is starting their healing journey?
Give yourself permission to like let it out. Cause I really struggle with the whole like expressing my emotions. So the fact that I am doing what I'm doing now is just a big part of it. Like, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel hurt, to feel betrayed, but it's also not okay to dwell. Like, don't keep yourself in a hole by sitting in it. Like, it's okay to feel those emotions, feel them, and then figure out a plan how to get out of them. Don't sit around people that make you feel a way. Move your surroundings so you don't feel that way anymore, because then you're doing it to yourself, like literally. And I had to learn that. I had to literally learn you're doing it to yourself. You have to love yourself enough to say, I deserve more, and that's what I'm gonna give myself. And give yourself that.
Just speaking life into me.
Literally, give yourself that.
Yes.
Give yourself that.
Yes, that's important.
It's okay.
That is important. Well, that's all that I have for today.
Girl, you had me crying. I knew she was gonna make me cry, bro.
I appreciate you for coming.
Of
this will not be
course.
the last time.
Never.
I
love
love
our
this.
perspective.
Well, wait, back up. So Mariah has a podcast
Uh-huh.
by the name of Blunt Talk. I don't know if you mentioned this in the beginning.
I don't know. Did I? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. But go like, comment, and subscribe
Mhm.
because she has some fire content.
Yeah.
And you will also be seeing an episode with me on it.
Mhm.
So,
Dropping Monday, 5 p.m. So put
Yes.
your notifications on. Make sure you're notified every time we drop.
and go support her social medias.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have it somewhere on the screen.
Oh, that's awesome. I need some new followers. you know?
Period. Period. Yes.
Thank you so much for having me, though. This was an amazing talk.
Thank you very much. Continue to break those curses.
I will.
Yes.
You too, girl. We
Yes.
got this.
Love it.
You know, the twin Mariahs,
Period.
signing out.
Thank you.